Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Happy Heartsy. I am Lenka and this is my another video for my mini series for beginners, and we already talked about where to start with crochet. We also talk about the yarn, about the hook, and also about the gauge, and today we finally get into the practical part, and it's about how to hold the hook and the yarn, how to coordinate your hands, and you will finally learn some stitches. Hi, because in all honesty, crocheting at first might feel a little awkward, especially if you are not a knitter. I think that if you're a knitter, you have a little advantage because you already holding your needles. So I think that it's quite similar, not the same, but I think that it will give you the idea about the crocheting because you have to hold the hook and the yarn. So if you are not a knitter, then it's completely new for you, and it might feel awkward like I mentioned. So but it's totally okay because all of a sudden you hold your yarn, hold your hook, then you have to coordinate the hands together. Your fingers might feel stiff, and that's something that only practice can help to make it better. So, but I have one more important thing to say. There's no right or wrong way to hold the hook and the yarn. This is something that you will find like your way of your holding, and whatever feels more natural and comfortable for you. So I'll give you some, let's say, options or the most common holdings either of the hook or the yarn, and then you can experiment while you are practicing crocheting. Alright, so now let's talk about how to hold the crochet hook. So there are two most common ways, but of course, and again, I will be repeating that this is something that you have to find yourself, what's more comfortable for you. So the first one is the knife grip. So that's, I guess, the most common one. I think that crocheters feels like a more stable with this holding, but again, I personally actually doing the knife grip, but it could be maybe the other one. So the second one is the pencil grip, and I think that kind of feels like a more lighter, and it's like a maybe crocheters prefer it for like a smaller movements, but again, if you like the pencil grip or the knife grip, it's up to you. Maybe you can try and experiment a little bit, especially at the beginning. And then some crocheters, they naturally develop totally different their way. So now you can see also in the video that there's completely that your thumb might be positioned a little bit differently. So whatever feels better, natural, comfortable for you, then just go ahead. Alright, and so now let's talk about how to hold the yarn. So this is exactly the same way like with the crochet hook. This is something that you have to find your way, how to hold the yarn. So, but again, I'll give you some examples just like to try it on, and you don't have to like feel lost. So then some people like wrap the yarn around their fingers more like tightly for extra control and attention, while others hold it much more loosely. So it's something that while you're crocheting, you need to kind of control the tension of the yarn. So that way, usually people like put it like between the fingers, or around the whole hand. And my way is completely different, because actually when I mentioned at the beginning that I'm not a knitter, I am not a knitter, but my grandma actually taught me how to knit when I was a little. So I think that I have an idea, but then I didn't do it like so many years, and then I just got back to actually crocheting instead of the knitting. So but I remember that my grandma always wrapped the yarn around her finger around her pointer, and this is how she was knitting. So I think that I have it from her how she was knitting. So that kind of I still have that. So I don't know if knitters do this like type of the holding yarn, I don't know, but this is something what I do right now. So now you can see also the video how I do it. So I find it funny, and it's completely different than the others, but you know what, it's okay. This is something that works for me. So again, you might find totally different way for you. Now you know how to hold the hook, how to hold the yarn, or and at least the ways or the possibilities how you can hold them. And now it's also important thing is that usually when you are crocheting, you hold with your thumb and maybe the middle finger or your ringer. Then I guess it's up to how you hold your yarn. But me personally, I do it with my middle finger and my thumb, and I hold the project. So when I'm crocheting with my hook, I always pull the project a little bit like down from the hook, so then I create more space to actually like insert the hook and like slide the hook through the stitch, so if it makes sense. So that's something that's also important. So your left hand, while you're like holding your yarn, that also holds the projects and make it easier for crocheting and inserting the hook for the stitches. So now, all right, so now you know how to hold the hook, how to hold the yarn, and also the project. And now that's the part where you have to be really patient and you have to just keep practicing, because now you're just learning how to coordinate your hands, the movements with your hands, and you might find that you have totally new muscles in your hands because you didn't use them until now. So that's something that you have to learn by yourself. Like a notebook can help you with this unless you keep practicing. And also your first project will not, or most likely will not, look nice. So then that's just, yeah, again, take your time. Okay, like crocheting is very beautiful thing to do, beautiful skill, but yeah, it requires patience and practice. So I know that I repeat myself a lot, especially about being patient, being practice, but this is actually kind of the main thing about crocheting. So now let's talk about the tension. So if your stitches are too tight, so that means that it's super hard to insert the hook into the stitches or into the chains. That means that your tension is too tight. So try to relax your hands. I know that it might be like easier said than done, but try to relax, try to lose the stitches. Especially, let's say, the foundation chain, when you start, just try to loosen a little bit. And if this still doesn't help, maybe you can try to go about like a hook size up. So I know that you got your recommended hook size, try to have the bigger one. Maybe that would help to lose the stitches. So that would be my advice, I guess, for this. And then if your stitch is too loose, then yeah, you have to do actually the opposite. So try to, maybe you need to do different yarn holding. Maybe that's that you don't have that control of the tension of your yarn. So maybe try to find different way of the holding, or try to, like, you know, keep it a little bit tighter. You can also go about the hook size down. So the opposite way of when you have if you have too tight stations, too tight tension, sorry. So yeah, so try to maybe go about the hook size down, and then it might help too. Also, just remember that the tension is something that you learn naturally, like by practicing and by like crocheting more and more. So this is something that it doesn't happen overnight. So you just you should just find some easy projects. Like if you're the one that who needs like a good motivation and big projects, okay, go for it. But I would just highly recommend to start with the dishcloth, washcloth, just because it's something easy, and they are actually perfect projects for even learning stitches. So if you're learning a new stitch, I would just do like a dishcloth, washcloth, or anything like that. It's like easy, and you don't get like too overwhelmed, you know, and it's something is also easy to frog. So like, let's say that when you notice that your project is wonky, I think that it's easier to start over with dishcloth rather than the blanket. All right, so now it's time to actual practice. So less talking, more practicing, more crocheting, finally. So now you know how to hold your yarn, how to hold the hook, and now let's find out your way, your tension by practicing, which means that you need to learn the basic stitches. So I created already a tutorial for absolute crochet beginners where under one video, or even if you want, everything is in the description, all the links, by the way. So you can also see the blog post, which if you like more like a written style. And there's also like video tutorial, but it's with the like how to do the slip knot. This is the absolute first thing that you cannot start crocheting without that. So how to do the slip knot, how to do the foundation chain, how to single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. This is all under one tutorial, so go ahead and see the instructions, and now you just keep practicing. And if you want all the theory, all the practical part with some bonuses like a cheat sheet with basic abbreviations and the symbols, also about the hook sizes in the millimeters and US terms, and also the yarn weight and how it's all connected with the hook sizes and the projects, and also my 2 beginner friendly patterns where you can actually also learn how to read the patterns, then feel free to go to the link, because I created my crochet starter kit for beginners. So everything is in one place. It saves you time of scrolling and jumping between video tutorials or even my mini series. You can skip it, and you can just have it all in one place, so you can just start crocheting right away. So that's what I would also recommend. It's great starting point. So again, all the links are in the description, so feel free to have a look. Thank you so much for watching. Next video under my mini series will be about how to read the crochet pattern. So this is something that I feel like crocheters or the beginners, they are maybe a little bit confused, because it's quite a different word, like with their own vocabulary. So this is what I will cover next time, so stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe so you might get a notification of my next video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something new, and feel free to give me any feedback, likes, shares, comments. I appreciate everything, and I'll see you next time. Happy crocheting. So